am at Animal Kingdom, and I came here specifically because Rafiki's Planet Watch, I have not been over here. Since I moved here, I think it closed down for like refurbishment very soon when I moved here a year ago. And I don't know if Rafiki's Planet Watch itself just opened. The animation experience just opened on the 11th. So as soon as I saw that like half a month ago, I jumped at getting a fast pass because I never got to do one of these classes before. I think there've been multiple types of these things at all the Disney parks, but I never did it. I've seen videos of it, but I've never gotten to do it before. So I am super excited about checking this out. If you guys want to see if I can draw with the guide of a Disney animator, then just stay tuned. And if you guys are ready, then let's go.
Top of his teeth, there's the bottom of the teeth. This is going to help.
Here's the current class that is going on. I wonder if we're going to have a different picture to draw. I'm excited. So if you're like me and you've never been in here before, to the right is the Fastpass Check-In, and then they have all of these different animals on display that you can see. Ew. No, thank you. Can you imagine finding one of those things in your house? Look how big. That's gonna be us really soon. I was so excited that I got me a fast pass for this. I cannot wait. Okay, I have no idea which one. This one. They're all the same but different.
Ooh, and
these are all the things. All the things you can draw. I have no idea what we're gonna draw. What do you guys think we're gonna draw? I think we're gonna get the hardest thing because I cannot even draw a straight line. So I know I am gonna get the hardest thing to draw. That's, oh, there's a snake! Just don't make eye contact. Look away. Trust in me. Here we go, guys. We're going in. Thank you, Aaron.
Thanks, Aaron. You're the best.
Don, you got a good artwork for us to do? We're so excited. Here we go. Got my clipboard.
Yeah.
Sean, I need help clipping my piece of paper in there.
Oh, I got you.
Get in there, piece of paper. Oh, don't smush it. Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. Yes, yes, yes. You guys say a silent prayer for me. I really do have no artistic ability when it comes to drawing.
Well, you'll be surprised because they'll teach you how to draw.
But still,
Do you know how to draw an S?
Sometimes.
A C?
Yes, I can spell my name. Oh, there's an S in my name. I can do an S too.
Then you'll be pretty good at this.
Sean, your eraser's like almost gone.
It's done. I only have one shot.
You cannot mess up. Mine's full. Thank goodness. I'm gonna be using this a lot.
Since the 1930s, Disney animators have put their pencils to paper in service of the idea that the greatest inspiration often comes from the magic of nature. Walt Disney himself understood the importance of spending time around animals, studying their behavior and personalities in order to create realistic characters and dynamic storylines. This meeting of the human and animal worlds sparked a legacy of storytelling that has shaped our relationship with animals and conservation forever. Today, we invite you to become a part of that legacy as our own Disney artists help you learn to sketch characters inspired by the very animals found here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Get your pencils ready, because here comes our animation artist now.
We have a paper with a circle and a whole bunch of lines all across it.
Got it.
And everybody has a pencil?
I got it.
Does everybody's pencil have a little white thing on one end?
I got
okay,
more.
That's not really there. It's a figment of your imagination.
Oh no.
Don't use it. Well,
For
I
real?
can't stop you from using it, but I will encourage you not to use it, because if you do, you're probably going to fall behind and you're going to walk out of here with a piece of paper that looks remarkably exactly the way it does right now. So keep your lines light. Don't use that little white thing that we don't.
Meet Dakari, an African lion. He may not look too busy if you come to visit him during the heat of the day. Being a carnivore, he is doing just what he needs to do. His strategy? It may be similar to some teenagers you know. laying down and resting to conserve energy. Dakari has
That's
this
life.
down to an art form. With his schedule, Lion turns out to be a perfect name. Dakari likes to lie in grass, lie in rocks, lie in a shady spot. Dakari seems to get comfortable anywhere. His keepers say Dakari's roar is distinctive and purposeful. What is made clear to all, he is the defender of his territory and his family.
He's so cute.
Alright, well now that we've met Dakari, let's go ahead and draw the character that he helped to influence. We're going to draw Simba from the classic animated film. We're going to draw him as a young cub. He's not quite ready to be king yet. We're going to add some eyes, because eyes to characters are incredibly expressive, very important. And for Simba, especially as a young cub, he's got these really large eyes. They're going to sit here toward the middle of our circle between these two guidelines right here. And it's actually exactly the size of a nickel. So you do have a nickel. I guess you could cheat and
I need a
just
nickel.
trace it out right there.
You guys can't laugh at me.
Keep it nice and light. We'll go over it and we'll darken it in a little bit. But for now, it's going to give us the basic shape for his eye.
Oh, that's so sad.
In there, and then stretch it out, connecting to the circle we just did. So it almost looked kind of like an oval, or a slightly larger circle going around his iris. It doesn't leave a lot of white space in his eye. And again,
Well,
characters
let's do
with
this way.
large eyes look a lot cuter. Around that.
This is not going so good.
Now lions have nice
Oh, boy.
thick eyelids. It helps to protect them from debris and other stuff that might be flying around the savannah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to thicken up the top part of that eye. We're going to add a tear duct,
Oh man.
sitting right on the inside edge
Yours
of
looks
the eye.
better than mine.
We're going to put a little curve, kind of like a little water slide, down to that lower guideline there.
Wee.
And do the same thing over here. Nice little curved line swinging down. And if you check against
Wee.
the center guideline there, see if they're about the same distance away. Use that negative space. It really is going to help you out a lot.
Oh, this is negative,
Sometimes
all right.
It's a color separation, and it starts at the tear duct. It's going to swing on up to that top guideline and come right down about half the height of the eye here by the edge of our circle. And we'll do the same thing over here. This nice big arch, kind of like the Gateway Arch if anybody's been to or is from St. Louis. And Simba's got these nice thick bushy eyebrows because he's a lion, he's a mammal, so every inch of him is covered in fur. Yeah, Gaston. Yeah, whatever. Simba is completely covered in hair. So we're going to add a nice thick fuzzy eyebrow here to the top of his mask. A few little poofs of fur there to make him look cute and fluffy. Now the great thing is, if one eyebrow is not exactly the same, that's perfectly okay.
Just like my eyebrows.
Now at the bottom of his eye, I'm going to connect it to the end of our mask with a nice little curve right there. Curved line connecting the mask to the bottom of his eyeball. And that is going to separate the lighter patch of fur that we're going to draw right now at the very bottom. From the tear duct, we're going to draw a little smiley face going under our guideline. A little curve there connecting it to the bottom of the eye.
It's kind
as
of like
well.
his.
And we can shade it in.
Mine's so sad.
And before we shade in his pupil, I'm going to add a little teeny circle at the top. So now that we have his eyes finished up, let's go ahead and work on his nose. His nose is going to sit here between that long guideline And the little short one, from the edge of his eye, I'm just going to go straight down, draw a nice light guideline all the way to the bottom. His nose is going to look like a curved letter V, starting right where you touch the guideline, all the way down to the little short itty bitty one.
Not so good.
Nice curved V shape. So it kind of comes to a point, but not a sharp point. The top part of his nose looks a lot like a boomerang. Everybody know what a boomerang looks like? It's okay if you don't worry about it. It'll come back to you.
Some of you will get that on the way home.
Start and then come right on back, kind of like a stretched out letter M, to the tip of those tear ducts to form his snout. We just need a little curved line right in there. Toss in a wrinkle or two. So we're going to give him nostrils that look like an upside down teardrop or a hook. Add a light grayish tone across the tip of his nose just to make it stand out a little bit more.
Using the eraser.
Under his nose, what do you think we need to add? Mouth. Very good. So to figure out where we want his mouth to go, if you drop right down from his eye, just below our guideline here, we put a dimple. We'll draw another one over here on this side. Just a little curve right in there. So instead of an M, it's a W. Just stretch it out from one dimple to the other.
It's looking okay.
Underneath of his mouth, we're going to give him that nice big chin. And his chin is going to start at our dimple, and it's going to curve toward the bottom guideline, right where these two connect. So nice little gentle curve, nice and light. And at the bottom, his chin is going to connect them together with a nice letter U shape. We're going to add a few little tufts of fur, just like we did for the eyebrows. Just to show he is cute and fuzzy. And we can go in and darken it up. We're almost finished. All we have left to add in now are his ears and the top of his head. His ears are going to sit here on the sides of his head in that nice big empty space. The ears are exactly the length from... Oops.
Oh no! Technical difficulties.
Please stand by. Good kitty. Good kitty. Ears are exactly the length of the guideline from the center of his head to his eyelid.
So far,
So you can use your pencil there, kind of like a little ruler. Line up here. We're going to curve up to the guideline, swing it around to that little mark we just made, and back down to the bottom guideline just past his cheek. Now remember that fish hook shape we used for his nostrils? We're going to do that again. This time, right about where the edge of his eye comes close to the circle there. You don't want to connect them together, but right next to it, we're going to draw Maui's fish hook one more time. Around the edge of his ear, guess what? More fur. So there's his ear. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Nice and at the very top of his head, just a few little tufts of fur again to show the start of his mane. He's not king yet, so it's just starting to come in. A couple little stray hairs in his ear will connect his dimple to his tear duct on each side there to show a color separation around his mouth. And whiskers on the sides of his face. And there you go. There is young Simba. Take a look over there on the right-hand side. They've got animals with them, and they're drawing them. And That's a lot like what we just did right now, isn't it? Yeah, guess what? Walt was the first one to do that because he wanted his animal characters to be lifelike and realistic. So he brought them into the studio with them, and the animators learned about their anatomy and their behaviors and do sketches.
I'm not done yet.
We just did that very same thing.
I'm still working.
We have now joined the ranks of legendary Disney animators. So
oh boy.
give yourselves a nice big round of applause. Congratulations. Have to feed them.
His versus mine.
So thank you again for stopping.
That looks
Hope
so
you guys
sad.
had fun here at
Sean's is so much better.
Your conservation
Yours looks really good.
Thank you all for joining us.
I don't want to leave. I want to draw more. That was so much fun. I was like, I don't want to leave. I want to stay and I want to draw something else. That was so much fun. Even though I stink. I mean, it still looks like him. Don't you think? It still looks like Simba. Like, I think it was him. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. As soon as I saw that this was something that was happening, I like jumped at the chance to come here. I'm definitely gonna come back and maybe draw something else. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time with another helping of a burger with everything.